This recording off. Okay, thank you very much. The usual 12, 13, 15. I think 15. The usual 15. Thank you for coming in time. And I think Ravi and a few others were very, very early. 7:30 is when I open up the shop. I think those people were already there. Prasi, I think. Prasi and Ravi were already around. I don't know if Prasi left the computer on, but definitely yes, they were around before I came in. Thank you very much. What we saw yesterday, which is like Tuesday, is to see the nuances on how MailChimp works, right? Also look at the do's and don'ts with MailChimp. We also looked at some good things to hold on to if you were to continue your relationship with MailChimp forever. Now, there were a few landmines that you'll have to keep in mind, like when you're registering your email domain, while you're giving out your address, while you're giving out your website, make sure that it matches. And in case if there is a recall of those details again during your list building and various other places, you got to make sure that the information matches whatever you say, like the one that you gave in earlier during registration process. Mismatched information. The other element that you need to keep in mind is that I didn't get the last day's recording. It was past recording, maybe Tuesday's recording. Same here. Yeah, I think yes, there's a delay, and they cannot really process it so very fast. So Tuesday, you should make sure that you take it from me, and I will send you the link soon after the class gets over today. Tuesday and Thursday together. Will that be okay? Tuesday and Thursday links will be sent to you. Don't worry at all. Don't worry. Yeah. So things to keep in mind when you're creating a login detail along with Mailchimp, make sure that the information that you're giving out is accurate. Yeah, precisely pointing towards your IP address. If you're in Gurgaon, your location address should also match with Gurgaon. If you're in Delhi, it has to match in Delhi. So something like that needs to be looked into. And if there are other places or occasions where MailChimp is asking you to define your username, email ID, or your snail mail address, make sure that it matches with your registration details. Period. Nothing else required there to look at carefully on MailChimp. The other element you've got to be careful with when you're uploading a list. When you're bringing in a list, make sure that the list is validated. Now, I haven't taught you how to validate them, but on the fourth module, I will teach you how to validate them. But for now, just know that the list must be a clean list. Where can you find them for your assignment? Well, it's on LinkedIn, your Facebook friends, and quite a lot of other people, emails, or maybe your Gmail account itself. Extract all the contacts from your Gmail. You'll have more than 100 emails, and only 100 emails is enough, sufficient enough to complete your assignment task. So make sure that they are valid working email addresses, and it should not be over and above 30% bounces. That's what MailChimp says. Now, if you hold on to that particular parameter, you'll have no trouble holding on to your account forever free. The other element that you want to make sure, which is the third element, is the content. Make sure that you understand the list of all the prohibited content. What is the minimum requirement for a list? 2000 for the account to be free. If you want to pay, you can get in anything beyond 2001. Yeah, so anything beyond 2000 will be a paid account. If you want to limit that account to a free account, you got to make sure that it is less than 2000. But your parameter or your element for your assignment, absolutely no numbers. No numbers in completing your assignment. Yeah, it can be 10 people, 20 people that you're communicating with. End of the day, if you were to see the statistics and the numbers looking good, well, you might want to really increase that data size to make sure that you reach out to a handful of people and see the outcome of your emailer. Okay, good. Now going back into the content side of it, content, there's an entire blog article allocated by MailChimp, which I've actually shared with you. So you got to make sure that you're not really accidentally, writing something that is actually matching with their prohibited list, like pharmaceutical products or information related to work from home or affiliate networking. Use the logic we've discussed. Affiliate marketing, Monkey is okay with it. Monkey is not okay if you really do that particular logic of one template, multiple links. Monkey is not okay with that. One link, one company, multiple products, no problem at all. Right? So that's the logic on the affiliate marketing as well. Making sure that the context also doesn't sound like you're talking about pharmaceutical or you're talking about work from home opportunities. It should never look like that at all. Okay, that's about the content. Finally, when your campaign goes out and if somebody reports spam, and there's a number to it, 0.1%. And if it's beyond that, MailChimp will by default deactivate your account without any questions, or maybe an emailer passed to you saying in 5 minutes we are going to deactivate your account. It doesn't happen that way. Instantaneously, if there is an error found, the system will auto shut down and say account deactivated. What it means for you is that you will never be able to use that account to send any emails from that particular account in the future. Okay, it can happen even before you do it, before you roll out your first campaign. It can happen. I've seen a lot of people registering or just completing the registration process. As soon as they see the dashboard, there's a red color banner coming on the top saying your account is already compromised or deactivated. Now there's wonderment as to why. Well, you're aware it could be misleading information or mismatched information, and that needs to be fixed before you actually go ahead and delete that account and restart your journey. There is no way to reactivate the account. You had Quieto to actually write to you saying, you wrote to Quieto saying that the link was not active. I did not get the mailer. My email landed up into spam. I don't know why the link is not active. Plenty of other problems or challenges that you had on Quieto. There was a team in the back end to answer them. But on MailChimp, well, there's no phone number to call on. There is absolutely, just two support system they have: chat applet and also live email support. Now the emails get answered and it sounds like a monkey on the other side, which tells you saying it could be causes for deliverability, causes for content, please have them fixed. You might go back and tell them saying I fixed everything, can you reactivate the account? In my entire 10, 12 years, I mean maybe 7, 8 years with MailChimp, I haven't seen a single account reactivate at all. If there is a deactivation, the only solution is to delete the account and start afresh. That's it. So maybe that's one of the reasons why they are all making it free for you. Because if it is all manpower, I think then the overhead cost for each account goes up, and they can't survive with a free account anymore. Now they're giving you lifetime free accounts only because it's all automated. There is absolutely less manpower involved. Now you might ask me, how do you know? Well, if you go to Auli, um, Owler is your URL shortener. But if you go to Owler and ask Owler saying, what is the size of MailChimp, MailChimp will quickly tell you, I mean, Owler will tell you what is the company size and what's the revenue that they actually have. So, Mail and the Chimp, search. It says, are you looking for MailChimp? And the answer is yes, please. And there you go. Vertical Response is a competitor for MailChimp, correct? And the answer is, of course, yes. uh, Owler's latest updates on MailChimp. Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. Okay, now if you take a closer look here, you're looking at about 560 employees, and you might want to check the competitors as well and check the dollars. They were at 200, now they're going up to 300, I guess. Awesome it is. They want me to actually quickly update them, but well, when you're signed in, they give you definitive numbers as to what it is. I'm not sure as to what the numbers were. Earlier, when I saw, I think it was 200. Now it's about 100 million more, which means they're doing a great job. That's the CEO of the company. So you can get a lot of details about the companies when you come into Owler. And of course, you will have a fair idea saying, why is it that they don't have a call center? Well, look at those numbers and then look at the support systems they have. You'll automatically match both the jigsaw puzzles and say, why is things like that? Okay, good. Let's go jump into MailChimp and take a look at what we can do after the account is created. After the account is created, of course, you'll have your username and password. You can always go ahead and reset in case if you forget them. Log in. Now, when you come in and log in for the first time and looking at the dashboard, you will absolutely see no charts whatsoever. There will be only one single element to start your campaign off by creating a campaign. Now, creating a campaign requires a lot of homework to be done. So for example, BJP comes and tells you, drive a campaign for me. What would you do? Immediately sign up to a radio station, television station, or digital marketing mediums will be selected? No, you'll want to find out what's the strategy, sir. What are we going to say utilizing your campaigning? So hence this button doesn't really make any sense to me, but all the other menu buttons make a lot of sense to me. Gathering a list of prospects that you want to market to, the kind of messages that we want to broadcast, and the timing and the schedules of how many emailers that I want to design. What are my inventories? What type of pictures I'm going to be using for the campaign needs to be designed. And then I can look at the list and the template, launch a campaign out. So I'm looking at all community of people, from a list, and then that community likes this kind of words or choice of words or colors or images. I picked up those and I'm rolling out a campaign. Makes a lot of sense when it comes to campaign. Then hence, do not click the button which says create a live campaign and go ahead and do everything live. It doesn't really make sense. Do a little more homework. Pick up a blank white sheet of paper. If it's not in pen and paper or pencil and paper, your corporate tools, none of your plans will be put into action, is what they say. You can also use a mind mapping tool, any mind mapping tool. Some are free, some are paid, I think. You can go ahead and use those mind mapping tools to find out what is the kind of prospects I'm talking to, what kind of messages do they like, what kind of categories of topics that I want to write about, and then you go ahead and launch your campaigns out to see better results. For your assignment, you can pick up a generic list of emails, handful, maybe 50 and above, probably. If you don't have them 50 and above, maybe any number is okay. Anything beyond 5 and 10, okay. You upload them and what do you call, derive or create a message that is very generic to that particular audience, and make sure that there's a logic there. Because if you suddenly see an email coming out of whose name, Prema's name, and somebody says, "Hey, Prema hasn't really been in touch with me. I've been sending her WhatsApp messages, Messenger on Facebook Messenger. She hasn't responded to any of those." Suddenly, I get an email from her. You don't want to surprise your audience too. You want to just pick up a handful of emails and make sure that it's a very generic "hi, hello" kind of message, and keep it there. And tell them saying, "I'm finishing up an assignment on the first paragraph. I'm finishing up an assignment. Try and see if there's anything else that you can actually add value, in case if you see that I can modify the words or a picture, something like that. Like a feedback email can be sent, and that can be taken a screenshot and submit your assignment. Do something special, do something unique. Do not do the generic stuff the other people do, right? You will have to leave your signature on everything that you touch. Right, yeah. If you're creating a MailChimp account, you should create an account that stays forever, like in lifetime, really. And that's exactly what you should be doing. So try and make it a point to leave your signatures around in your work. And if you don't have time, like for example, Chow, UAE to India, India to UAE, she's been flying up and down. Right. In that case, I can't make her do something special. What she can do is capture the experience of moving from India to UAE to back to India. And she can talk about that experience, saying, "In the last 15 days, this is how it is, my world. You know what? Just here's a quick video I've taken as to how rushingly I go in, how rushingly I come out from one country to another. And guys, trust me, it's a great experience." Oh, wow, that's a great content for an emailer. And if I'm part of Chow's mailing list, I would definitely write back saying, "Wow, you lucky. You're very lucky. Thank you for sharing your experience there." Maybe there's a video also being attached that is on uploaded on YouTube. Can be a content that I'm looking to write on. Okay, let's get started with the list. Creation. Deljit, list creation. Now, according to the previous version that we said on Tuesday, there is absolutely no limitations on how many lists you can create. Monkey is not keeping a tab saying 20 only, 40 only, 200 only. So you can do your math in terms of how you want to use your account. For example, 2000 is the limit. 2000 email IDs is equal to the limitation that MailChimp sets. Now, in the initial stages, I just have 200 emails. Can I create a list for that? Create a list. Perfect. Yes, you can go ahead and create only 200 emails and absolutely no problem at all. I'm planning to publish my own blog. Thank you so much. There you go. Why is it on red color? You should actually tell. I can also do out my first post and use that first post as my first emailer and get everybody to actually open up. And you might want to share them saying, You know what, I accidentally registered a domain, and I happened to get a Zoho account here. DKIM did not work well. Say, share it with your friends. Collect all the email addresses from the group here as well. I'm sure there are CEOs and quite a lot of other people. Maybe they will correct your content. They will go ahead and give you a quick word saying, this will work well, this will not work well. Don't ignore that pieces too, because you gotta get in fresh eyes. You're looking at Nityanand, and that's not a fresh eye at all. It's looked at so many templates, and it probably looks at only errors and mistakes and color distortions and quite a lot. But you might want to really get in fresh views, fresh perspectives. Yeah, there you go, and that's exactly what you need to do. Maybe she will find sources of inspiration too when you're writing something. You'll never know what you're going to do. So come on, go ahead and start off the journey and see how it works well. Okay, 2000 list is what we have at the initial stage. So this is my first upload, and of course Mailchimp will keep a quick count saying that you have another 1800 credits left. You can bring in any time and utilize them. So the second list would be, well, you don't want to really upload them. If I were to be looking at Saptaparini's work, Saptaparini is writing a blog, or likely to have a plan to create a blog, and so is Chow, and so are everybody else. I think it's nice to see the other side being green, but once you get there, I'm sure it's not as green as it is, because hunting for words and content is going to be another struggle that you'll by default go through. So when you're creating a blog, by default you want blog subscribers. And when I say by default, I also want them to be treated well. I want the welcome email to go in automatically. I want to go back and put them on a series of emails. I want to do all of that automatically, and MailChimp will be the best way to actually look at it, and all for free again. So the second list that I'm creating, I want that to be a form. I want that to be a form incorporated on my blog, or maybe my website, whatever you'd like to do, right? And this is an open container that I want to develop. And in this open container, maybe today I will get 20, maybe tomorrow another 20, and over a period of time I'm going to gather progressively on this particular list that I'm creating. Mailchimp will keep a tally again, wanting to find out if both the lists are going over and above the 2000 number. If it's well within the 2000 number, you continue to work on the free account. But if it goes beyond the 2000, maybe even one goes beyond, you will have to convert the account to a paid account, and only then you will be able to use the account back again. So make sure that you keep a close tally on the numbers, and I'll show you how to create the form very, very soon. Okay, let's create the first list. You see the right hand side top corner, click the button, create the list. And it quickly says, hey, you're creating a new group of people that you want to communicate with. You may also call this new group as your segmentation, people who have bought your product, people who have taken trial of your product, people who inquire over a phone, people who you met for the first time in a trade show booth. That means you have already initially given them a product update as to what you are selling, and all they have to now see is how does the product really work on the web, on the cloud. So you're going to take them in the next stage of the sales cycle. They're not really going back and saying we are XYZ company, we have the product. No, no, not required, because you can group them up, segmenting based on what kind of interactions you've already had. You can bring those lists as well. I'm going to click the button here saying create. And here's what it says. How would you want to identify this list? What's the context? Well, we want to just go ahead and complete our assignment. So assignment complete, or completion, however you'd like to name it. What's your email ID? Remember, during your registration process, it did ask you the same question. It also wants to find out if you're going to have any second thought over your previous email that you gave in. Well, if you retain the same and say, hey, we are the work hero guys, and that's the one that I still want to use. This one is your from name, right? Which means the name that you want to be representing or shown up on the inbox of the individual. What would that name be? Well, Nithy, I have a confusion around my name. So a lot of people know me as Neil. Some people know me as Nithy. If nothing works well, they at least know lead sourcing. Yeah. So कुछ तो काम आएगा. So whichever they're looking at and they say Nithy कौन है, ये नित्यानंद स्वामी है? नहीं नहीं, वो नहीं है, नील है। नील कौन है? ओके, लीड सोर्सिंग। अच्छा, वो लीड जनरेशन वाला कंपनी, हाँ वही सर, वही है। Okay, so something will strike a chord, and that's what we want to do here. Well, you can go ahead and randomly generate links and all that. We haven't tried those, but you're free to actually explore them furthermore. The white little box here, very important, crucial box when people are moving out of your list. You send out an emailer, somebody clicks on the unsubscribe link. You don't want to quickly prompt a message saying, "Hey, you've been kicked out of the system. Thank you very much. Get out of here." No, no, no. You might want to tell them saying, "Hey, you know what? I don't really know the reason why you're leaving out. Would you be kind enough to tell us more why you're leaving out?" Okay, so well, this is going to be the assignment list. So I might want to bring up the context here saying, "Sorry, I had to bother you. I had to bother you for a quick feedback on my assignment." On my new assignment, on my new cycle, new landscape, whatever you'd like to bring in to help the person understand. I don't, agree with you leaving the list. Quick feedback on my new assignment on email marketing, uh, and yeah, sorry had to bother you for a quick feedback on my new assignment on email marketing. Uh, Maybe I'll try something different next time. Uh, if possible, drop a line uh, at Nithy at leadsourcing.in, or the lead so okay, now Nithy at the workheroes.com. Okay, so that's what is the message that will crop up when a person clicks on the unsubscribe link. Now, you could say it's a stalling strategy to stall the person from taking further action and confirming to move out. Or you could say, well, simply I just want to sound polite here, saying let the person go, and if there is anything that they want to write back, please use this email ID to write back. The company information by default picks up by my MailChimp. It quickly identifies whatever information that you filled in earlier. By default, it fills that data into this. We are not opting in anything here because we know they are all our friends, and it is going to be implicit permission, and hence I don't need these check boxes to be added on for now. You can get a daily summary as to what's happening, how many people coming in, how many people going out. For your bloggers list that you're creating, I think these will make sense. For the list that is being created only for the assignment part, I don't think it is required. So I'm going to click the button here, and these compliance guidelines will continue for the next 6 months, I guess, because MailChimp will continue to say that we are GDPR compliant, and of course, the unsubscribe link will be a most valuable one. Make sure that you leave them on every email that you send out. The list container is ready. Now I can have the choice of bringing in a CSV document, comma separated value file, also like an Excel file. Yeah, a typical Excel file, but you can really look at it as a text field only with a comma or a delimiter, and that's why it's called a CSV, comma separated value. You could bring that file in, or you can create a sign up form. We'll do that later, but for now we'll create the import contacts. It quickly says, well, there are three ways that I offer you to bring in people inside. A, you could look at a comma separated value or a delimit that you can actually use to bring in your list, or just copy and paste them, whichever you find it easy. On an Excel file, Control A, Control C, and inside the box here that the MailChimp offers you, paste them. Or if you have a service that you're already in touch with, like Constant Contact, Zoho, and various other service providers, and if somebody is not available, check our app stores and find out if that particular plugin is available for you to import the contact. I'm going to pick up the comma separated value because I see a lot of people actually having trouble in syncing up the files with MailChimp. And let's go back and take a look at that CSV file as well here. I think the Seven Lake guys will have a smaller list here. Uh huh. Shouldn't the number be on the top? Okay. Anyway, seven. Okay, only the lakes. Okay, Shamar. Okay, I will have to search. Seven and the lakes. Today is not the right day to find any information. I think Seven Lakes on the consulting side of it. Absolutely nothing. It says. What on earth are you looking for? Uh, well, as you could see, there's plenty of data, and that's what our software is also taking a beat. Okay, yes, Seven Lakes. Okay, so अच्छा इसको number थोड़ा ऐसे करेंगे. अभी ऊपर जाएगा नहीं. Okay, anyway, it doesn't like the number, I think. Anyway, I'm going to pick up this list and show you. I'm going to go get this smaller file here and I open this on my Excel, which is like a CSV file, just to show you the number of fields we have and then how MailChimp quickly calculates them. As you could see, name field and quite a lot of other fields required. And there are roughly about 34 email contacts available, excluding the header information. So I'm going to close this and we'll come back to Somar's list one more time. Okay, CSV file, click the next button. Okay, once it says where's the path, please show the path. Click the browse button and then you can go ahead and choose the database of yours and say Seven Lakes, and then you see the smaller size of the file, Sumar, and then I'm going to click that button. That's all I'm doing. Hey, if you continue this, you know what? I will change and I'll charge you more for the candy. Is that okay? I'm going to delete that list, okay? But yeah, sure, go ahead. Here's what it does. Now it quickly went back into my Excel file or my CSV file, quickly understood the headers available, and it says, well, these are the columns available. Would you want to bring in all those columns into the database, into my MailChimp account? Well, let's see what those columns are. First name and last name together. So I'm going to go label this as my first name, click the save button. This is an email ID, right? The monkey's asking me, and I'll have to answer that. Say yes. uh, would you like to bring in a phone number for this particular data? Not required. Would you like to bring in the company name? Yeah, if you want to really bring in a company name, go ahead and say new column, and that's the company name from the data, which is Excel file. Brings it in. The title. Do you want to bring in the title as well? Not really. Skip button. City, skip. State, skip. Country, skip. I've skipped pretty much most of them, at least four of them, and I'm just deciding to bring in only three columns out of the eight columns available on that Excel file. And it also gives you the detail as to what you're bringing in. Email ID, name, and the company name is what you're bringing inside. Are they all subscribed people? Well, they're all my implicit permission type. Implicit permission type doesn't really require any written consent, but GDPR is coming next door tomorrow. That's like, yeah, you go to sleep tomorrow and tomorrow morning, maybe 12 is when that rings. What do you call 8 o'clock for them? 8 o'clock in the morning, GDPR is going to go live. At that point of time, I think the implicit permission for a UK database doesn't really make sense. It has to be a written consent. But here, they are my subscribed individuals, and I'm going to be applying my implicit permission type because none of them belong to UK region. Okay, I'm going to click the button saying import, and it says I've imported 34 contacts from the Excel sheet. Exactly matches and tallies with the number that we saw earlier, and that's exactly what we wanted here. Email ID, first name, last name, and the company name imported. Tells it and all the others. List importing, list creation, clear? Okay. You can also cut and paste them. So when I looked at the Excel sheet, and if I decide to not really want to bring in those Excel and format and do all that piece, just go ahead and say Control A, Control C to copy, bring it back inside that white column there, paste them all. No problem at all. Mailchimp will again understand which column it belongs to, looking at the demarkers or the delimiters, and then the data will show up like these. Job done. Now let's go back and create another list. I have to delete this because the monkey already said I'm going to be charging you additional contacts. Maybe I'll delete the older ones. This is your assignment complete data. So I'm going to go take this guy off here. Delete. Are you sure you want to delete this? Yeah, monkey. Your candy costing is really high, and I'm not using your account anymore. Which white space? Where do we paste them? Oh well, you'll have to make a choice there, right? When you're bringing in the list, for example, I go in here and it says that these are the lists you have. Click the button, and I'm going to go import some more contacts. Import contacts. Okay, in here it says CSV. I selected CSV, but if you say copy and paste, it will give you a white box here. Uh, Wait until the white box displays. It's currently searching. There you go. See that white box? Paste everything that you copy here. Are you with me? Saptaparini? Yeah, okay, cool. So it's about those radio buttons that you're selecting. What we selected initially was the CSV document. If you select the copy and paste, white box will appear and you paste them in the white box. Okay, I'm gonna go jump out of this list and create a form for you. Okay, so let's go back to the list again. And one is that we are going to be completing the assignment, and that's the only purpose of this particular list, and we have no other requirement for it. I'm going to go create another list now, and I group this list as my blog subscribers. Blog subscribers. What's the default email ID? Well, it remains the same. So I'm going to go ahead and say work heroes. The name clarity continues again. Maybe this time you might want to bring in your website as well. In my case, the name issue continues, right? So I'm gonna go say lead and the sourcing. Okay, come back here and say thanks for joining. Uh, I thought I wrote better, concise articles after you choosing to move. I realize that I realize I have to do more. Thank you for uh, being around. Being around. Okay. What I'm trying to say is, well, if you're unsubscribing out of the list, that means I had a feeling that I write well. Looking at your email and looking at you unsubscribing very clearly says that I'll have to do a lot of work in order to see what works well there. Anyway, thank you for being around. Okay, so cool. That's exactly what we want to say there for the readers. Sometimes, no matter what great article you write, there are going to be people who don't like it, and you'll have to bring them into the mix as well. There's absolutely nothing to be sad about. Yeah, there are 300,000 reasons to be happy and only 100,000 reasons to be sad. So you don't really want to focus on the sad part of it, because when it is marketing, we are just saying aega to aega, gaya to gaya. Yeah, that's exactly what your mindset must be. And don't really hold on to that budget saying मुझे IPL मैच पंजाब को win करना चाहिए, नहीं होगा, no 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 bull, no, that's wrong. So you will have to really come out of that particular logic and say, come on guys, we picked up a database of 50,000 people, we wrote to them, we did our bit. If it is coming, it's coming. If it's not coming, well, let's see what we can learn from the mistakes and then do again another campaign, and goes on. Okay, now in this case, since these people are subscribers of my blog, and if your blog happens to be found on search engine, I'm sure you must be working very hard to make it search engine friendly. And people from UK are looking for some words. Let's say they are hunting for something, and they find your blog, and your hunting blog arrives because they were looking for hunting, and that hunting led to another hunting, and that hunting is your blog name. So you got the blog name, and people go inside and they sign up. Oh. Now those auditors are looking at you and your website as well, isn't it? Because look at the infrastructure that they will be having now. Henceforth, everything that's happening on the web, like a cloud, will be now looking at how many of them compliant, how many of them directly telling the customer what to do and how this data will be utilized, and how many of them are not doing. I'm sure they already have 100 checklist, like in top hit numbers, but they are going to go to tier 3 companies and below tier 3 as well. So you want to make sure that your form very clearly details saying boss, if you're coming into a subscriber or the blog, I'm in India and I will have to be GDPR compliant. So you're making that form by default GDPR compliant or compliance ready. And I'll show you how this shows up very soon. Stay with me. I'm going to click this button as well. Send me daily reports on what's happening, how many people coming in, how many people moving out. Data is, or the blog form is, GDPR compliant. Well, I'm going to this time not import the list because I showed you multiple ways that you can bring the list in. But this time I'm going to create a form that resides on my blog page or my website. You see the form builder? That's where your journey begins. And then you can go ahead and bring the codes in. After you build the form, codes can be taken any places wherever you want to incorporate the codes will start coming up. There are other ways on how you can get the codes in. You want a pop-up form coming out, a subscriber form coming out. You want to integrate that with other service providers. Plenty of other stuff options here. So the journey begins with the form builder. So click the form builder, and you're looking at that particular link here. You can go ahead and share it with your friends, saying, guys, I've started writing blog now. I need your little pep talk or encouragement to see if I'm doing good or bad, right? I need some fresh eyes on this because I by default know I'm the great writer, but can you prove me wrong? Maybe that link can be shared with all those people, your friends and families, or your friends, I mean your colleagues. They will come back and start being on your blog subscription list as well. Here's what the blog form holds. Now, if I were to open that same form here on another page, you will see the fields here. Okay, blog subscribers, that's the title, and you can see that there is email field, first name and last name field. GDPR compliant, compliance very clearly says make sure that the person knows what they're signing up for. We will be mailing you regularly. Yes, I understand. We will also be direct mailing in case if we have your address, we will be sending a direct mail. Most often, this is direct mail, not many, unless you're a real estate company or maybe another, which requires you by default to be a direct marketer. But for now, not really. Online customized advertising like targeted advertising will also, this data will be used for advertising of such kind, and that's when person subscribes in. There's plenty of details around here saying, hey, you can continue to be in touch with us. You don't want any of those emails to be part of this. You're free to be going ahead and looking at those preference tabs and having yourself removed from the database without me personally intervening. Oh, yeah, automated stuff. This is exactly what the data compliance guys were looking at. UK guys were looking at something that is automated. The person wants to see, let's say me, I want to see what this blogger holds on me. What do they know about me? How much of data do they know about or have about me? When they click that button, everything should pre-populate and show them in front of them saying, this is what it is. I think I've shown you that data as well. If you have missed out, this is GDPR. Uh, GDPR, and then there's a uh, turning off office, is it? I think. No, definitely not this. What do you know about me kind of stuff. So this is Facebook. Yeah. um, Data makes sense. No, not really. Stay with me. Go back here, GDPR. My data request. Yeah, that's the site. So you come in here, you can go ahead and look at all the different brands here. So if you want Facebook to tell you what they have about you, just click the button, sign in into your account. Everything automatically will start displaying saying this is what we know about you. And if you want to delete, one single click, you're gone out of the system. That's exactly what the new norms are. Awesome it is when it comes to consumer data protection. I think this is the highest peak in the kind of data evaluation that these guys are doing. If you go to LinkedIn, you'll be surprised to see what kind of data these guys have about you. By just filling up the form, your biodata kind of profiling, you will be able to get all of that data right here. So everything is automated, and that's what GDPR compliances also prefer you to be. So if you are GDPR friendly, I think this is the best way to actually go ahead and give them self control on the data that we have, and they can remove or stay or correct or modify whatever information that is available with us. They can directly lively go ahead and change some of this data and have it updated, which means you're not doing a single thing by physically being there present and changing and modifying anything around your SQL databases. Not required, not required. All of it automated is what they say. I want some of the fields to be shown or added. Let's say I need to add a mobile number. By default, the address is disabled. As you could see, it says hidden. And if you want that field, just click twice on that. And then you can see that there is a radio button saying hide. You can say visible and click the button that says save. Now, by default, it says, okay, now I can go ahead and show you this data as well. Okay, so if you go back to your form and refresh that, there you go. Address also becomes a norm. Now, direct mailing maybe will be an option here to be, gone ahead and clicked on. But for now, I think we will say no to this address because I don't know what you will have a need for with the address. So I'm going to go click this delete button, um, type delete, and pull that entire field out. There you go. But I need to add a mobile number here, so I'm going to go ahead and look at the number. That's the field I want, and it says okay, I've added that field. So click the field once and go ahead and modify that field. uh, okay, that's the field. Yeah, what happened, monkey? Monkey sometimes acts weirdly. Yeah, so you'll have to tolerate that a little bit. Okay, so the field comes in, not the monkey field. I mean, the phone field comes in. You just click the phone field once and then click the visible and make it a mandate as well, without which they can't submit the form. So this is a mandate. Email is by default a mandate. So you click the save field and you can come to these guys and take them off as well. So you can just say, thank you for being here, get out, right? Out. This too, you could say delete, out it goes. Delete, there goes out. Now simple field here, the first name and last name along with the phone is what I have. So let's go refresh this and you can see the fields right here, as simple as it can get. Now if you want to incorporate this field anywhere, like the form anywhere, any places after you've designed it, you can go back to the sign up forms again, and now you can take embedded form codes. It says generate the codes for you. So look at that form there, and these are the codes. So you can take the codes anywhere you want, on your website, on your blog, or any place you can think of where you can add these HTML codes. Forms will start showing up right there on that particular page. Job done. If you want a pop-up form to come in, well, you could also do that by just going into the forms again and click the sign up forms. Here you can generate a code which actually gives you a sign up pop-up form like this, and that's GDPR compliant again. So if you want to add up a picture, add the picture up so that the form comes in and says, please sign up to the newsletters. Long time ago in the year 1947, only a form field will come in and a submit button. No, not anymore. Not anymore. If your website is accidentally doing this for the UK customers, be ready. They're coming after you. Yeah, they're coming after you. Maybe it'll take a year's time, so don't celebrate too much because you'll be part of the list, and there is enough time for the small and medium sized companies to also catch up on the regulations that these guys are holding on to. And the criteria is very simple. You happen to be designing your or carving your website to be showing up on search engines, and if you're not specifically saying search engines, only India, US, and various other countries except UK. If you don't do that tweaking on your SEO system, well, your site will automatically show up on UK domains or UK IP addresses, and the possibilities of compliance falls again on your head very heavily. If you have databases of previous customers working with you in UK, well, I think you must be clouded with information coming out of plenty of systems saying, hey guys, GDPR is around there, please go ahead. You see that data processing and privacy updates are here, please click this, come back, sign up, we give you a form, we give you Amazon coupon, whatnot. Everybody is doing that candy throw, because they know this is warranted, failing which somebody has to cough up a lot of money. Form designing, form pages, codes creation, displayed. Heads up, clear. Any doubts so far? Are we all in the same bus? Plane? Yeah, my thought process only remains in the bus. Though I don't travel in the bus, but still bus is easy. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, for you it must be plane. So come on, if you're all in the same plane, say that yes and thank you very much. Fantastic. Let's move on and take a look at the templates now. That's a list part. So you're now sure that the list is coming in, people will come from various type of list, and I can choose how to write to them as well. If you're bringing in social media people, well, social media people do not like lengthy content. Yeah, they're not people who consume content. Blog readers, on the other hand, are very different. People who are reading information, people who are on the forums, posting a question and reading lengthier articles. That's for blog readers. But when it comes to social media guys, oh, you know the truth already. The fact is already out. It's a wink channel, and you got to have a video which is winking, and only then you'll be able to sell. So don't go and show the larger side of the content to the wink guys. They don't really like it. Video will sell well with the social media folks, but definitely not. So if you want to bucket them differently, maybe for your social media page, create a completely different form and hold on to those unique people that you're bringing in from social media, because they just do not like lengthier content. They like videos to be consumed, and it has to be very creative videos, failing which they will lose interest very, very fast. Yeah, so those are some of the norms on social media, and I'm sure you will hold on to it. You know what? For me, social media guys are completely out of my target reach, target market. Yeah, I don't even want to talk to them because there is absolutely no word of mouth we want to spread through the kids there, and also that kind of psychology saying hit the forward button and say ha 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 ha. That's the maximum comment I've seen so far, which means we are blessed to actually get a feedback saying, what do you think about this template? uh, Thumbs up, thumbs down, ah ha ha ha, looks good. These are comments, expert comments, by the way. Yeah, yeah, so you can't really expect too much out of those people. Bucketing them when you're picking up the forms, very, very important to keep in mind. So segmenting, list will do the magic. List creations will do the magic for you. You hit the button saying create templates. Now here's what Monkey offers you. Monkey says, you know what, this is very new for you. Monkey realizes. Monkey knows you must have seen 100,000 templates before, but designing one, you're getting in for the first time. Some people might be saying, no, 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 I've been in the business. I know how the designing works. We need to cater to those people as well. So now, before these platforms were ready, a lot of email marketing executives were learning how to code them. CSS, yeah, they spent 6 months learning CSS. They learned maybe a month or maybe 3 months learning HTML coding. What happens to those people? Are they out of job? Absolutely no. They're killing the entire protocol on how the layouts look like, and they want to make sure that the layouts stand out very well. And that's where the designers are spending a lot of time. But for newcomers who are starting off the journey for the first time, I think you should look at layout system. For example, what's a layout? These are fixed layouts. I can't modify this layout to be instead of a logo, I want the logo size to be way smaller, and I want that to be moved on the top left corner. I can't do it. If it's in the center, it's in the center. That's it. Okay. Now, if this is the box, and I want this box to be slightly smaller, very like in a thumbnail kind of stuff, I won't be able to get that into thumbnail, because you will have to craft your own HTML creation or a layout if you're looking at such system. Mailchimp says this is fundamentally working well on all devices. Now, when I say all devices, I also include that little guy on your wristwatch. Yeah, on your wrist. Yeah, the Apple iWatches. Yeah, they're currently not having enough apps to display pictures from an email template, but they do read text from an email that is being sent. So if somebody has a smartwatch and that's on the wrist, and you're sending out an email, this template will do the magic. Oh wow, yeah. So the coders here have to do a lot of sweating in order to make sure that it shows up onto tiny devices, and also just show the text alone for the devices there, killing off the image side of it. So that's for the coders, but for the beginners, you have layouts, and the layouts are made in such a manner that it tells you or gives you the context on how you want to start off. For example, you're selling a product, this template or this particular layout will work well for you. Monkey is offering you. It says, are you making an announcement? Like, for example, a conference is coming, you're participating in it, you have a booth number, and you have a stall there. So you want to go ahead and bring in all your existing customers, telling them I'm participating in IT.com or some other trade shows that's happening there. You could use this particular layout. It says, are you telling a story? Every brand has to tell a story, and some people have managed to tell the story superbly, very, very well. Yeah, like for example, the Coke guys, the chemical water guys call the chemical water as happiness. Yeah, and they're getting away every time. This time they came up with an awesome ad. I don't know which creative agency did that. I couldn't really dig into details, but they did an awesome ad to sell that Coke bottle there. But end of the day, they were selling chemical waters. Chemical water telling a beautiful story called happiness. So that means anyone who's looking at wanting to have a party today cannot really have it without a Coke around. Okay, that's, I mean, the not that Coke. I mean the Coke bottle, the drink. Yeah, the Coca-Cola company. So that's the kind of story maybe you want to bring in and to narrate that story. Be my guest is what Mailchimp says, and so is the jewelry marketeers, right? The tradition, the kind of culture. They have many stories to actually say the heritage of that particular ornament that is being made, or the crafter, the person who actually designs those crafting designs, that sells more compared to the designs, right? And also looking making at jewelry being owned by Deepika. It was part of that whatever that movie was banned, Padmavati 2 3 4 5. Yeah, that movie, it was, she was wearing it. Oh, sells well because that's a story. Now you're saying, have you seen this before? And that's exactly what is being worn here. Yeah, so you could narrate stories here, or you do a quick follow-up emailer saying, thank you, nice meeting you on the trade show. Now time to actually get furthermore in understanding how we can help you migrate from your existing system to the new system. Follow-up messages. This can be a series of education message, right? For example, ERP. What now? Oh yeah, enterprise resource management. Some softwares that these guys create, awesome, massive softwares which can look at logistics, which can look at inventory management, customer interaction, and whatnot. Huge applications, but not many really have a fair idea as to how it works. Well, if you break them down into chunks, smaller pieces, help the customer understand what it does and how they can save time, and how it is easy to collate data from various geographies, all sitting on just one particular platform, telling the CEO how the dashboard looks like, telling the CMO how he can make a decision on marketing, CFO, well, financial numbers will be right there by a few clicks. Oh well, that's the part of series where you can go ahead and explain your complex projects or products, and then go ahead and simplify that by newsletters. It says this works very well. Give them a small brief on what it is, and then show them the product demo along with the video, or maybe calling them for a webinar, or a webinar itself being attached here saying, go take a watch at this, take a look at this because you missed the webinar there, something like that. This is for beginners. A little advanced people will say, come on, I know the game here, tell me what's in the layout. Well, the shaded box mean pictures. The dotted lines or the lines mean text. That's where the text appear. So wherever you see the rectangle shaded, that means representing a picture there. You got to make sure that the picture comes along. Okay, that's exactly what you can do. 3 product pictures, a brief on the introduction of the product. Of course, a logo goes on the top. Some people will say, well, the text campaign works very well for me. Let's get the complete text here. And simple text will be the kind of mailers we want to send. Yeah, whatever choice you make, it's all right here helping you do this. I'm going to just bring in the basic format. I pick the basic format. I'll show you the codes as well. Stay with me. As soon as I come in here, it says, hey, place the logo here. Here's where the brief of your introduction of your product goes in. Of course, you'll have a product picture here and then define all the other features that you want that needs to be taken care of. Now, some people might say this is good enough. Let's write on this. Some will say, well, I want to bring in another picture. So that's why you see the right hand side where you have some elements that you can add. For example, I need a picture here or an image. So I drag and drop the place where I want that picture to be. So you get an additional picture to be dropped out before the actual thing goes in. You see this button here that duplicates the column, and now you can see that there are two placeholders for a picture, and I can go ahead and delete them if I don't want that particular layout or that particular image there. This little pencil mark is to edit the picture. For example, as soon as you hit the pencil mark, you can see that it says, where's your picture, by the way? Show to me and I will bring it here. Okay, so I'm going to go take these guys out, keep the basic layout as basic, and start off from there. I think I have a question. So for trade show follow-ups, can we add a presentation or a PDF document, a link to your Dropbox where you define your PDF document can be given, sir. Saying that, click here. Like for example, let's say I given all the brief on the trade show that we visited, and then I want a button which is like a call to action button. So I drop this button here and I call this button saying download PDF. So instead of saying download PDF, now I can't attach a document like a PDF document on a bulk mailing. It's going to take, I mean, interface doesn't allow you to do it. A, B, even if you do so, all emails will land up into spam because the image size or the file size will go way beyond the norms. 120 KB is what we're looking at, and maybe your 3 or 4 blank slides on your PPT is good enough to get me a 1.2 MB file size, and that's not going to serve the purpose. So what I do is upload the PDF document onto my Dropbox link. Like for example, I go to Dropbox, I drop my entire PDF document here, sign in, sign in. Oh, I'm on an incognito window. These guys will again say, are you the same person who signed in? Okay, anyway. You come in here and look at this PDF document. So imagine this is the PDF document that I want to send out. So I go ahead and click the share button, copy the link, and I take this here to my template and I drop this link saying download it from here. So if you turn the 0 to 1, by default it will take you to the page and it will automatically start downloading. For example, if somebody clicks on this, they will be given an option to download that. So I'm going to paste this here and turn the 0 to 1. Look at what happens. They will not be shown a PDF or where it is coming in from. The PDF automatically downloads. That's all I need to do from a Dropbox link. So they will never know where it is coming in from, but definitely the PDF document that you're asking them to download will be made possible. I hope this is clear. Help me understand if it is okay with you. That's a small play that you could do with your Dropbox, and you could just pick up what do you call a free 4 MB space. I think 4 GB, sir. 4 GB space is what Dropbox offers you on a free setup. So you can get in about 100 PDFs in there, and you can link them up right here. All you need to do is turn the 0 to 1. So I repeat that again, so that because if you give them just the direct link, it will show them the Dropbox page, and from there, they can either read it or they could download them. But you might want to avoid that particular mistake. You just say 1, and by default it starts to download that particular document for them. So my job is done. A, I'm not showing a third party website. B, I want the person to download the template, and that's achieved. Okay, cool. Let's go back here and take a look at how we can modify the other placeholders. Now I see a logo and I need a context here, because without a context I won't be able to drive the exercise. So let's go in here and pick up my favorite, off late favorite. This is digital and the Cora, because these guys are saying that they teach you advanced digital. Advanced training. So I come from that old school which says basic is basic, boss. What is advanced now? I have no clues. Is it because the basic was not shown with complete details, but you want the person to come back and take the other half? That's how the training is being driven towards, because they all see you as not ready, and they say basic de do yaar pehle basic de do, बाद में उनको अच्छा लगेगा तो they will come back. No, 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 no. I'm definitely not for it, because if there is something, it has to be whether you're ready or not ready, that you decide. But you will have to be shown the information as to what's happening, and that's when I can go to bed. Sleep well. Yes, the second half of those guys saying, "I train you on advanced digital marketing." And for a moment I bought it. Maybe they are selling off the advanced versions of how to tweak SEO or blah blah, maybe cheat sheets kind of stuff. Nothing. Look at this. ये कौन सा हैंगल में आपको एडवांस दिख रहा है? रंगोली कलर में एक टेम्पलेट दिख रहा है, और उसमें कॉल टू एक्शन पता नहीं क्या है, वेयर टू डू, व्हाट टू डू, नॉट वेरी क्लियर. Should I attend? Should I fill in the form? That to black color form, and the entire, what do you call that, Pac-Man video games we used to play, somebody's eating up the entire logo. If they can't get the logo right, what kind of advanced digital marketing is this guy going to teach me? I have no clues. But if I were to, or maybe if you were to go back and tell the company saying, sir ji, ये एडवांस नहीं है, इसको बेसिक बोलते हैं, let me show you how to get this right, just the template, all right? And we are not, I mean, of course you're talking to India people, and that's why the colors are okay. Yeah, because we've seen these on holy days, full bright colors, and that too on a dark person, awesome it looks. Me, I'm talking about. Yeah, so how do we come out of these coloring or designing is all about contrasting. Colors and designs are all about contrasting. Yeah, you can't wear a yellow pant and a black shirt, a yellow pant and a black shirt and a white belt with the brown shoes. God bless, it doesn't happen that way. So somebody has to do the homework in terms of how we look at colors and look at this color. Let's go back and help this company uh, with the basic knowledge we have about email marketing. How can we help this company design it better? Digital and the Quora. This is no competition. I've got nothing against them. Yeah, because they are also selling digital marketing, and if I put my ticket there, I probably will be picked up for email marketing as well. But I am saying, when you're doing the job, do it right. Failing which, you're definitely on my radar. And this guy failed to do the job right, and hence I am forced to actually show you how we can tweak this template. So I'm going to go drag this logo, awesomely done logo. I'm sure they hired a good developer. The developer has done the job in terms of the website doing well. Look at those placements. Absolutely no problem whatsoever. So I'm going to bring this guy logo back again onto my template design. And I say this is where the logo goes. Drag and drop. 2018 HTML designs. When you're dragging and dropping, MailChimp is automatically coding it in the background. Look at that. That's the logo. I mean, worth $1 million, worth my 5 minutes looking at it and staring at it, rather than coloring it into different shapes and different colors, just to make it feel that I have tried all colors on the canvas. No, 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 no. So maybe a maroon and a black will be my context of this template as well. So if I really want to do some coding or coloring, I might want to really go back and hold on to the brand colors and talk about the brand colors. Oh, that's my logo there. Right above that, it says view this. If you can't view this in your browser, in your Nokia phones, Nokia 6 now, Nokia phones, or maybe Android phones or iOS, please click here to view this in the browser. Where can I see the details about the logo? Details about the logo. What kind of details, ma'am? Like, where is the address? Who's the owner of the company? Eh, what kind of details? While you throw that data out for me, I'm going to actually go ahead and simplify this piece. Yeah, keep thinking about it. What type of data? You're talking about what image name it is? What's the tag? Is it? Then click the edit button. You just said the details about the logo. Details about the logo is to see the color and the details of the logo. The color. Yeah, you see the D and the done, the K is done well with the colors. Yeah, no, that is a backdated logo. They have a fresh another one. You said no, no. This is the current status of the logo. This is current state. See that? GTEL, GTEL ka advanced training in Maratalli. GTEL ka. So we should have a logo beforehand. You have a name. You have a logo to identify with them. Yeah. You have a name, you have a logo to identify with them. That's exactly how the game is, right? If it is lead sourcing, what does the lead sourcing refer to as in an image format? If it's Airtel, what does it represent as an image format? So for people, I think image format is easy to recall compared to the brand name. Red color, white font, well, Coca-Cola bottle, black color drink. So the red color bottle, if they change the cap, or maybe if they turn the labels into purple, their entire sales will come down the next minute. Yeah, ask them to try that. They will never ever dare to do it because there's millions of dollars gone in to make that color and the logo and the font. Yeah, there's a complete story around on the web about the Coca-Cola brand and the logos that they typography that they came up with. Yeah, so if you study them, they will never dare to make a change around. But this is it's all about the logo. Yeah, so you might want to get in a quick image representation of the logo and hold on and associate that with the brand name. Okay, cool. So looking at this existence to this existence is what we are comparing that with. Okay, now look at this element here. View this in my browser. Also telling the other individual on the other side saying incapability or non-capability of rendering this image or the template on your mobile device. Very simple. Now, who says that story is so very high and that too on the first top page? Not many. We don't want to. We got to make sure today in 2018, if we are designing, we're designing it first for mobile devices and then going after desktop devices and all the other devices. Now, the constraints are that you'll have to look at designing it for smartwatches and then you design it for mobile devices and then it goes on. So smartwatches haven't caught up as expected, but I'm sure there are a lot of people, developers and plenty of people working around day in and day out wanting to make it. They're already answering phones, by the way. So yeah, it's only a matter of time before they take over and say HTML template bhi bhejo mujhe. Yeah, so I'm going to take this off and say, well, if we are designing it, we got to make sure that it is concisely fitting into all sizes, iPad, iPhone, Kindle, or any other devices that you're actually accessing this template from. It will by default be visible to you. Okay, then comes the of course the headlines. You can always hit the pencil button and then go ahead and change your headlines if you want. Now if you have a content, right, so you go ahead and change that. Let's see what content they are trying to sell in here. uh, Practical digital marketing course makes sense. Yeah, because it's going to be more over exercises and all of that, so I'm going to go just copy that particular word there, called the practical digital marketing classes. Practical digital marketing classes. Okay, a little brief around what kind of classes that will be. Learn from the experts who currently work and help hundreds of companies. Hundreds of company. Do not join the classes unless you've spoken to our counselor. What happened to spoken? Okay, so that's the I, taking off the I, unless you've spoken to our counselors. Yeah, it happens so that a lot of people have no clues how to hold on to a control C, control V operation on a computer. and they happen to see or discuss practical classes on digital marketing, well, that's way too high for them. So it has to be first the basics on how to turn on the computer, how to shut it down, how to go on safe mode, how to put it on suspend mode, when to carry a laptop, what type of hardware must be looked into, and what type of keyboard operations are you in. Are you know Do you know typing? Is it two fingers moving left, right, center, or is it all four fingers moving out? A lot of basic things will be handled by the counselor, and they will decide when you're ready for a practical digital marketing courses. The rest of you will go back into picking up the basic classes first, and once you get your hands around it, then we go back and train you how to go on fast forward mode. Yeah, so speak to a counselors first. Free, call for free counseling, free appointment with our career counselor. So that's why I'm not selling tickets. I'm not saying come buy. No, don't buy is what I'm saying. The more you chase them out, the want is going to be higher, and they want to come back saying, yeah, I want to get that appointment. I've highlighted the text here. So if there is a form that the person has to fill up to get an appointment, I want them to be directed there. So I'm going to highlight this text, which needs to be hyperlinked. So I'm going to go back to the site to see where they're collecting forms. Send a message. Send a message. Okay, yeah, telephone and email, and please leave a message as well in case if you want to get in touch with somebody. Perfect. I'm going to copy this link, and I go back to this particular space here. I've highlighted the text that needs to be clicked upon, and then I click the button like the chain button, and I say, if clicked on that particular word, lead them to this particular page. Call for a free appointment. Okay, so what are they going to be doing inside the class? So let's go back here. Advanced digital marketing training. सेम स्टफ है, सेम स्टफ, कुछ भी चेंज नहीं है. एक 1 2 3 डाल दिए हैं, और इसमें 8 ऑनलाइन लर्निंग मेथड्स. 8 is it, or is it 6, 7 and 8? Yeah, they forgot to pull out the serial number. There's nothing to do with the 8. They just where they were in a hurry to actually design the site. Yeah, the site went live before they even noticed. So I'm going to go drop this and take that 8 out. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Preview doesn't look good, so I'm going to go resize this content a little bit by looking at the font and the size. 12, too very small. 13 makes sense. Okay, I'm going to go leave that there. And of course, I need another picture here. Let's see what they have. Gallery placement details. That's interesting. What kind of companies? Oh, just randomly 2 or 3 people posted, and that too golden frame. क्या बात है, क्या बात है. Golden frame. What about the spam words? If we can, we will have to definitely check them, sir. That is part of the protocol before you hit the send button. Yeah, so there is absolutely no gallery here. The gallery is golden pictures. Paid advertisement sounds like. Uh, oh, this gallery looks empty with all pictures broken. So this is a very interesting class, must be for you. I mean, in case if somebody is picking this up, digital marketing. Scroll down furthermore. One picture, proper. Okay, that to rangoli color again. So yeah, chalo rangoli hai. Why do pictures break when the links break? When they move the picture from one place to another, and it is not able to link them back. Okay, so I've just dragged and dropped the certificate, and I give them a quick brief here as to what that is. Get certified, train, uh, get trained, and then internship, uh, in intern, and the ship. Then you get certified. Then you get certified. Then you are skilled person. Then you will be hired. Full stop. Okay, so that's the protocol we will adopt. I think it must be in capital at least. Like in I'm not really breaking that down into I in small. Maybe we need to work around that call to action button here because the picture doesn't really look good as expected. Okay, so this is the download PDF like a career document. Yeah, imagine it's a career document that they can download. So that's a call to action button. I want to just leave it there for now. You can look at the social links, click the social links and change them to the URL. If there is a Twitter link, do they have a Twitter? Yeah, they have a Twitter. So copy the link of Twitter, go back there, paste Digital Cora. Okay. Do they have a Facebook? And there I could see Facebook, copy link, come back there, paste Digital Cora. And if I want to add LinkedIn there, so you just need to go down here and take a look at this particular element, and instead of a website I want that LinkedIn picture to come in. If it's a LinkedIn, you might want to add in the LinkedIn link, uh, link okay, uh, LLINK, okay, LINKK, okay, copy. That's a shortcut for the link. So yeah, LinkedIn profile gets added. As you could see, the logo is also there available. Now all of it is being linked to specific pages that the person can browse through. Okay, I'm almost towards the completion and I'm hitting the footer now. So I hit the uh, edit button, and now you can go ahead and take a look at all those required fields and not required fields. Copyright protection. If you're an Apple computer and 5,000 patents every month, oh yeah, then possible. Yes, you want to keep that. If not, remove that junk out of there because you can't really copyright digital marketing. Yeah, it's a knowledge and anyone can hold on to that knowledge. 100,000 books available, so you can't copyright that particular piece of information. Nor can you trademark it. You can trademark DK, like the digital Cora. You can trademark that, but digital is a word that you can't really. Cora, probably yes, but I'm sure that Cora will come in, which is the other Cora on the television set for kids. Explorer, Cora, something like that. Dora, that is. No, yeah, I think copyright is trademark is available. Probably they can go ahead. The other guy is Dora, not Cora. Okay, so if you're taking a look at this one, if not archive, pages, list description. This is like a series of emails you've been doing. Like, for example, I'm a blog article writer and I've written part one earlier, and a few other people joined in when I was about to send the part two version of it. So the person looked at the part two version, also wanted to access the part one version of the story. So they can look at this particular link and access all the websites or the articles that I've sent in prior, and then they can take a look at my archive pages. In this case, this is my first mailer. There's no point in actually having an archive link when there's only one document to look at. Okay. The other part is, Cora means blank. Digital blank. Wow. Thank you, sir. This is awesome. So I'm going to go copy this. Hold on. Very important. We never dug into the name. We didn't have time. Thank you, Deljit, for doing that homework. Okay, this is Cora meaning blank. Oh, it's an awesome name. Yeah. So end of the day, you are with blank certificate and blank in your mind as well. God bless you. Our mailing list is an important field, and as you know, some people have done PhD around this. GDPR compliances, can spam compliances, all of them detail saying, hey guys, you got to make sure that it is important, you hold on to it. Failing which, we're coming after you. So leave this untouched. Yeah, where by default, MailChimp will fill in the address that we gave in on the list that we developed. You want to change subscription. Yeah, this is an important field again, GDPR compliant as well. They can take a look at what information you have about them, change in case if there is any mismatched information. This one is a reward. Monkey's picture by default on the footer will appear on all free accounts. I repeat myself again, like we discussed in the Tuesday module. The free offer comes with a monkey's picture on the footer. On all free accounts, this is continuing to happen or will continue to happen. What Monkey offers you is an incentive plan as well. If somebody clicks on that monkey's picture and signs up to an account, you get incentivized. in my past history, not a single dollar paid by the monkey, and hence I don't believe in that offer. So keep the footer clean, take that out. Okay, that's my template. So I go take a look at a preview of the template to find out how it looks like. This is exactly how it looks like. And I think we would have sold more tickets if we were to do this template this way compared to the existing format with all the rangoli, holy colors around. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, basic digital marketing. We do not promise anything called as advanced, but in the basic, you get pretty much everything that you want to see. That's it. Full stop. This looks much better. Absolutely, sir. Thank you very much. They're blank, guys. Just now, Deljit figured that mantra out, and he says, they need a little more improvement. Okay, thank you, ma'am. And if you see this here, I told you we are mobile responsive, ready. We are responsive. You can take it to any size you want. Yeah, can you scale this down into a smaller size? Oh, sure, why not? But again, Monkey doesn't allow me to get to a size of a watch. But yes, you can go ahead and see the watch. But what will not appear is the pictures. But since there's text, text will appear on the phone, on the watches. That's enough, isn't it? The reason why they all have watches is to see the four lines, which is what we already had long time ago called pager, four line pagers and single line pagers. Well, they will not be able to see logo as well on the watches for now. In this case, they can see the logo, but not on the watches. If you were to represent the watches, I think it was the four line pages we had a long time ago, 1947. Yes, four line messages will come in, but not really any images coming out. But they're working very hard day in and day out to make sure that they render pictures as well. And if it is so, well, I think the social media guys would love it because they are only hitting like buttons there, so they will definitely fall for that particular watch there. I'm going to go save this and call it digital blank. Now that we know the actual truth behind digital blank. Okay, so let's go and take a look at the template. Scrutiny already done by the monkey, as you could see. It pre-populated a thumbnail for it. That means your content has been already checked. While we were doing this, monkey was busy finding out, saying, Nityanand, kya kar raha hai tu? What are you trying to send this time? Yeah, are you doing any manipulation there? No. I'm only doing the template design, and it went ahead and checked all of those. If you see a question mark around, that means the monkey is very blank in terms of what you just wrote. So wait for it to complete and get you the thumbnail before you shoot the campaign out. It's only a 3 minute, 4 minute pause that you'll have to do. Pick up a mug of coffee, just walk around, and come back to your desktop. To your laptop again and start working. 4 minute gap, and then the monkey will do the magic, and a thumbnail picture will arrive. Now, time to roll the campaign out. See how the flow is. Yeah, list, template, and then the campaign. So I'm going to go click the button saying click the campaign out, and it says, are you trying to send a campaign? And the answer is, of course, yes. What would you like to call this? Digital blank. uh, that's the campaign name. Campaign name, it can be anything. Yeah, it no one gets to see this, only you. So hence you can draft anything you want. But the minute it is client facing, you want to be taking precautionary measures in terms of what you label them. So do not label them as 0014556 and ABCD345, in case if it's client facing. Currently it's not client facing, and it is also okay for me to take a look at it and say, yeah, it's digital bank. I should have a repository of who I'm sending it to or what I'm sending messages on. To whom are you sending these messages? Baby kind of steps. It's actually making you feel better because it says, you're in a friendly environment. Come here. Who are you sending this to? Here it's saying, how do you know if it's client facing? Or when you click the unsubscribe button, test your message yourself. Hit the unsubscribe button and see what type of list it names in. And if the list name is actually saying digital bank and the campaign name was that, then you might want to go ahead and modify them. Saptaparini, good question. Okay, so I'm going to go click the button here saying add subscribers or add recipients. If you already have a list developed, you don't really have to go through that rigorous process of uploading because you've done your homework well, and you choose from the list that you want to use. Remember, assignment completion form. So that's the list I want to write on. And it says, would you want to further segment them based on who read your email, who did not read your email? Would you want to remind them again? No, currently nothing, because this is going out for the first time. I don't need any further segmentation to be done. Would you like to personalize the name? Very important. See, it's open rates today, getting the attention of the person. Let's go back to some of those inboxes and see how many people call you by name on the subject line. Dear Mr. Nityanan, that's because I'm paying the money. Yeah, they will have to. If they don't call me, I'm probably jumping out. Yeah, so look at the other people. None of them, none of them know me, including Amazon. The guy who I'm loyal to, yeah, the guy who we go in the forum and say that Amazon is much better than anybody else. But these guys have no clues that I have a name. But you know what? The best part, they can go ahead and customize them, is my email ID. According to them, it's all about my email ID, the user ID, and that's where my entire history with them on Amazon Prime and Netflix and Amazon Prime and various other Amazon tools they have, including Amazon SES and Amazon AWS. They know me by the username, and that's all they can do. But imagine if you were to do a little homework and call the person by name. Oh well, that's going to take the quick attention for the customer. Click the button saying, yeah, I would definitely love to call the person by name. How would you like to call them? First name, please. If it's a company that I'm writing to, remember the three fields I brought in: first name, email ID, and then I brought the company name as well. I can go ahead and use those fields to personalize them, saying, what is uh, IBM doing today, in order to. No, I can't ask them about artificial intelligence, because that's like the source for artificial intelligence. Maybe we can ask a small and medium sized company, saying the question, saying, hey guys, at your company, what are you doing about AI? Are you including any automated functions within your platforms? I could ask them that by calling the person by, or the company by name, and that's going to be really on the head, knocking the CMOs or the product developers, saying, see, if you come to us, we already have worked on the AIs. You can quickly incorporate them within your platform. Something like that, to strike a chord, to get the attention. And Monkey says, if you bring this code in, call the first name or F name anywhere in your template, I will sync up with the database and call the person by name. Okay, we will check that out. I've copied it. From who's sending this? Okay, so you know that particular name part, right? From name, and it's going out of Nithy Work Heroes. Select the same. What's your subject line? I would like to first address the person by name and say practical digital marketing classes uh, in your neighborhood, or in Bengaluru, in Bangalore. That's the first half of your subject line. But you studied in your first module that there's second half as well, also called as the pretext. That's your pretext. Uh, Free career counseling, free career counseling. Uh, get appointments. Okay, click the save button. I'm calling the person by name, by the way, so I've just added the tag. To have first name means I need to have a separate column for the first name when I'm importing the database onto the list. And the answer is yes, sir. If a column has first name and second name, I can only pull up the first name and address the person by first name. In some places where you have to call in Mr. and have salutations in front, well, you could bring in your last name as well. L name, is your last name. So F is for your first name. Bring out an L name and then call the person by last name. As simple as it can get. Okay, now it says, what content are you trying to send to these guys? Well, you have already done your homework. And if you have multiple templates, please choose multiple templates as well and say that this is a campaign you're trying to roll out. Yeah, this is very important here. Make sure that it comes in and not with a question mark. And if it's with a question mark, Monkey is unsure, and it gives you a privilege to actually see the content. So here I can go ahead and modify one more time and add that first name piece of it and say, Neil, practical digital marketing classes for you. Uh-oh. I'm striking the unconscious mind. Yeah, not the conscious mind. Conscious mind, rational thinker. Unconscious mind, anything that can emotionally align. Yeah, I'm hitting the personal name and then I'm saying it's for you. Why not join in? The other place where we sound insensitive is when the people are moving out, right? So you might want to be a little more careful here when people are moving out. You might want to call the person by name again, saying, Neil, want to change, that is monkey language. You might want to quickly change that. If you prefer to change how you receive these emails, you can, of course, anyone can, but you may want to update your preferences or unsubscribe from the list. That's it. Okay, click the save button. I might want to go back to the template one more time. Click the edit button. Click the edit button. Monkey, wake up. Okay, no, still thinking. Oh, there you go. Finally, it comes in. So I want to take a preview here. Just don't want to blindly send it off just because, they say add the tag in. So I'm not going to rely on the systems here, but I want to make sure that it really tags the first name. Look at that. F name converts to be first name, which means it's already talking to the database. But I will not believe until I see it. So I don't see the name. Let's go down here. Okay, and you can see it's tagged by the first name, and on the subject line, it still holds on to the code, which is like the code. And I don't really want to see those. I want to make sure that it live merges. Can you see that? And I click the button here. So now what happens is I'm merging up with my database, and I'm asking it to merge with my existing system and tell me what they see. Here's what they see: first name and last name calling by together. And same thing happens here on the first headline, and at the bottom as well, on the footer. Is it dynamically changing from one person to another? Okay, so let's see now. Anderson Bryant. Yeah, that's Anderson Bryant, and the same applies here as well. Click next, and change. The Caleb comes in, and the Knight, Caleb and Knight, and it's the same, which means it's talking to the database. I can now trust the system and say, okay, chalo, let's go ahead and shoot the campaign out. Click the button send on the top right hand corner, or schedule it for future date. Job done. Mails will go looking at your data size, and it will fly off. And in a few minutes, you might want to come back here, take a look at how many people open, how many people clicked on it, what is the kind of reactions that they're displaying. Like we discussed earlier, Saptaparini, had a question saying people will receive this email in promotional, and hence we don't expect them to see it instantaneously. So you might want to cool off a little bit, like 48 hours, then come back taking a look at the report, and then you collate the data saying, okay, now these many people open, these many people did not get a chance to see them. You might want to change the content and reapproach them and continue your marketing efforts. 2000 list is a big number when it comes to lead generation, and if your audiences are being really segmented well, miracles can happen on emails. Yeah, so that's a little bit on how you can do with a simple platform like MailChimp. There are hundreds of other people in the marketplace doing the similar job, but this guy does it well, and he also gives you a leeway of 2,000 and 12,000 emails going out, 6 communications in a month with the 2,000 subscribers. Gives you a head start in terms of what you want to do on email marketing. For the assignment, can we use a sign up by public domain like a Gmail? And the answer is, of course, yes. Of course, yes. Thank you very much for coming in. And my last, request would be to actually fill that data in. Prachi forgot to send the email today, I guess. No, not Prachi. This is Kanchi. All Chi Chi. I get muddled up with a lot of names here. Sixth is what I have, but we are already on the on the sixth one, I guess. Feedback link. I copy this and I push it to you. Thank you for coming in. And if there's any other questions, stay back and ask. If not, you're free to go. Bye for now. Kindly send the recordings to. Will do, sir. Will do. Any time, sir. Anytime. No questions? Huh, now you see where your advanced digital marketing is going, eh? Yeah. Did you did not get last time's recording as well? Yes, ma'am. I'll send you both the links. I got that news. I'll send you both the links. Hold a second. I'll have to cough. Thank you, Daljit. The link is not working, is it? Stay with me. I go jump in here. Take a look at that link one more time. Oh no, I think that was a copy of. This is Kanchi. Uh, Kanchi module. Click the button, copy the link, and push the link back. Thank you. Please send me a copy as well. Anyone who's given the feedback today, please expect an email from me with a recording. Anyone who hasn't filled up the form with one single liner, well, do I have to really say that? Thank you so much. Fill the form in before you leave. Thank you. And if there's any doubts you have during the week, you know what to do. Leadsourcing at gmail.com. If it's very urgent and you want to fix that now, well, depending on the problem, so you can also ping 911. Okay, so that's my number. Thank you very much. We'll see you back again on the last module, which is like what do you call your additional module for lead sourcing. The rest of the gang is not going to see that fourth module at all. So don't miss that. Come over. You'll be the iconic batch which is signing off with the fourth module. We're closing this month, and next month onwards, next batch on Wednesday, we'll never see the fourth module at all. We'll see you back again soon. Bye for now. Ma'am, I think they're planning to have a GDPR module soon. That will be mine. And I don't really look at social media either. You know how great I am on social media. Can't create wink videos, So social media kept aside. Included in our CDMM courses. No, ma'am, I don't think. No, no. My table is only email marketing table. No, I don't interfere with the others. There are hundreds of other trainers, ma'am. So everybody needs to be fed with the job. So I don't need from them. Correct. Thank you, ma'am. Sad thing, is it? I don't know how to react, but yeah. Thank you very much, ma'am. You made me feel good, though.